Chapter 7, Decisions. If it's anything that I learned this far in my journey, the only thing that is guaranteed to stop success is the lack of action. And the only thing that is guaranteed to stop an action from happening is the lack of decision making. A person who is extremely indecisive may want to become sharper at making sound and concrete decisions when it matters. It's kind of like the usual times when you're out looking for something to eat. And instead of just making a decision, you end up riding around for some time or a long time, and it becomes this long journey just for food. That's because of the indecisiveness of your thoughts. Now, this is cliche, but just do it. Literally, just do it. Pick something. Just make a decision. The way things work so fast today, whatever decision you made for whatever reason may be irrelevant tomorrow. So when it comes to your business, just be like Nike. Just do it. Literally, just do it. Pick something. Just make a decision, man. The way things work so fast today, whatever decision you made for whatever reason may be irrelevant tomorrow. And I'm speaking theoretically, of course, not literally tomorrow. So listen, when you're at the point where you're spending more time thinking about something than just simply doing it, you're killing yourself. You're killing the opportunity to grow. And you're really killing the vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. K. Dot. You're wasting valuable time, quote unquote, thinking and deliberating something instead of making a decision and going after it. What I found is that all the time in between thoughts and actions distinguishes some of the main differences from losing and winning. The winners are trained to go, to move, not to sit. That's what the saying sit and duck came from. It's basically when you're thinking about doing something too long, you will become still, and still don't pay the bills. There's a really big difference between thinking about doing something and actually doing it. A person can think about launching the greatest new app ever, but if he or she doesn't make a decision to begin chasing after it, they will see the invention come about from somebody else. Not cool. What's cool is when you take the initiative to make a decision to go forward regardless of what your brain is telling you. I know it sounds like I'm saying don't listen to your brain. No, not at all. Definitely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you allow indecision to be a real factor in your process, your brain will low-key find ways for your thoughts to be killed. There's a lot of reading up you can do online about this topic. I personally learned from a book called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I actually didn't read the whole book because it lost my attention, but I read much of it, and from what I did read, I found out that when you have an idea or a hunch on something, to decide, just to decide, to go ahead and take action, just do it or don't. Whatever you do, just make a decision and go. I'll be honest, I can't remember exactly why your brain has a tendency to kill decisions, but it does. It has something to do with your frontal cortex. Read up on it if you want to. But the point is, don't let your brain kill your decisions by coming up with reasons why your idea won't work. I remember when I was getting really good and started on my journey, there was this one guy that I was around who was a very intelligent and wise guy, might I add. But I noticed that he would always be thinking too much about the things he was trying to do. I mean, I get it. When you're doing something that you have a vision and passion for, there are plenty of thoughts that come about in your mind that you're trying to address. But thinking too much about all those things only accomplishes one thing: thinking. That's it. Nobody would know about your grand idea when it's in your head. They know about it when it's brought to life. So yeah, this guy I'm referring to, I actually looked up to him at the time, but at the same time, I knew what I should look up to. I learned over time that although he talked a big game, had a wide vocabulary, and also teaching methods that got through to people when he was speaking. Over time, however, I learned that he won't get too far because he was always trying to perfect what he was doing. Now hold on. You're thinking I'm saying don't be a perfectionist, right? That's not what I'm saying. First of all, if you're a perfectionist, that is perfectly fine if you have a date or time that you're going to have your perfectionist idea to come about. That's actually a good thing, a really good thing in my opinion. But if you're a perfectionist, you must be aware that it's a cousin to indecision. because it will have you spending so much time perfecting whatever it is you're trying to do. Today, the time moves fast, really fast. All that deliberation will get you absolutely nowhere. Matter of fact, it'll actually get you lapped. People will be running around you, looking at you while you're sitting still and they're moving. And to be honest, especially when you're first starting out, there isn't but so many people that's actually going to come across your product, service, or idea anyways. So why spend so much time perfecting something that won't be seen, right? And I'm not saying whatever you're working on is going to be small at the beginning. That's not for everybody. Sometimes people blow right up from the beginning. But for a lot of people, you're going to start small and you're going to grow. So get it out there and get some responses and perfect it along the way. Of course, that simple concept won't work for every business setup, but if you're performing a service, you have all the time in the world to perfect it. If you have a product that you have to develop before it's sold to a client or customer, then spend your time being a perfectionist with a date attached to it and put it out into the universe on that day. Lastly, another reason why being an inactive decision maker in your journey is because of distraction. Today, we have way more distractions than we ever had before. All these gadgets that we're consistently on, plus TV, plus our families and more. Man, if you aren't focused, you will catch yourself doing everything there is in the world except for following your journey or your idea. So when you reach points on a daily basis or in a major situation basis, just make the decision. Some need to be made faster than others, and some of them can be decided after doing your own due diligence. Just make sure that the time of due diligence has an expiration date and then follow through with your completion date and move on to the next task.